Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. A little rainy here in Miami, Florida, but we're still up doing burpees as always. Just completed my sets. We're on day 238. No days off. Better habits, better results. I want you guys to be goats. You will go. Let's go. This is an Amazon seller Q&A. Number, I don't know, at least 10 plus or somewhere around there. I'm going to start a YouTube channel this week where I'll be uploading these live streams so we can archive them along with some of the content that I'm doing here on IG, because we got to hit that channel as well. Good morning to everybody jumping into the box. B-Man, Diz Flips, Rochelle, Flippin' Albert, Sunday Fun Day. Congratulations to Albert. He just let us know in the Discord that he just submitted a screenshot there from Adidas, and kaboom, he was finally ungated. And sometimes the bots are in your favor. If you keep up with the persistence and you keep trying. You got Albert ungated there on Adidas. I wanted to give you the heads up too, Albert. It's Adidas, and then you got to get ungated also for Adidas Originals. That's another brand that they're also selling them on the Adidas site. So you got Adidas and Adidas Originals. Might want to try it the same way. It seems like the more active you are in your account, the more they're in your favor. I'll give you guys a little insight as to what happened to me yesterday. I went to go list some Puma slides, and for some reason it said it wasn't ungated. Of course I'm ungated with Puma, but this happened one time with Nike, only one time out of the whole year. So like, it seems like the listing was done differently. And point being is, I had to resubmit the same invoice that I got ungated for weeks ago for Puma, and within not even 15 minutes they responded with the email, boom, you're in. So I was able to list that particular size. So when I scanned it, it wasn't ungated, which is weird. I've been listing Puma for weeks now. So anyhow, that's what's going on. There's bots. Sometimes there's errors in the listings. Sometimes there's multiple listings for the same product. You just got to stay on top of things. You got to ask questions, and you got to be persistent. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that slow you down. I want you guys to win. Splashy Giant says, wow. Yeah, that's what happened. But nevertheless, the ball's moving forward. The main eateries here, the game changers here. I see you guys. Hit me up with the questions. I'm here to motivate you on this Sunday morning. A little rainy in Miami. I'm on day 238 of burpees. I want to stress to you guys how important it is for you guys to lock in, both physically and mentally and financially. This is a holistic approach. I don't want you guys just worrying about your business only. I need you guys worrying about your health. I want you guys worrying about your mind state. In fact, that's even more important. I want to motivate you guys to completely change into the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Good morning, Brina269. I see you. And that starts with changing your habits, guys. You want to get the same results, you're going to be doing the same things. If you do the same things, you're going to get the same results. So if you want to change your results, you need to change your habits and improve them. Gracia says, Natasha's, no problem. Love this, yo, absolutely. What is the best product to start off with? Well, the best product to start off with is something that you don't even need to get ungated on. And I mentioned this yesterday during the live stream. You can start listing DVDs, CDs, and books. They don't even have to be new. So I'm sure you have that in your house right now. You can start scanning those things, seeing what they're worth, and you start listing them, and just list them. You don't have to do nothing. Just list them. You did say that. Yeah, there you go. It's DVD, CDs, and books. In fact, that's the very first things that I sold on Amazon personally. I used to pick up free books on the street. They would leave it on the stoops. When I was in Brooklyn, I would just pick up a bunch of books, CDs, DVDs, scan them, and list them. It doesn't matter what they're worth or not. I mean, it's just, especially if you're getting them for free, if you don't want them anymore. Splashy Giant says, my journey starts tomorrow. Your journey should have started yesterday. You got time to be online. You got time to chat. You got time to pop open the account. It's the same type of effort. If you got time to surf around and look at content, you got time to start listing and start acting now. Nevertheless, start moving. If it starts today, it starts tomorrow. I just want that ball rolling. I want that ball rolling. You know how many people say, I'm going to start tomorrow? Especially with the working out, with the eating. How about I started? I'm doing it. That's what I want to hear, guys. I want to hear, oh, I'm doing it. Yeah, I just listed something. I just made a sale. Speak in the present tense. Don't speak in the future. If you keep thinking of the future, you'll never get there. You got to think of the now. Like, what are we doing today, right now? We're hopping online. We're talking about this right now. We're building with the community. We're helping others. But nevertheless, if that's what you're going to do, come report to us tomorrow. Jump in the chat. Let us know the motivation's here. This is a support group that we have online via Discord, via IG, via these social media outlets that we need to use to our advantage. Rather than posting pictures of your dog, rather than trying to just stay in the loop with the 4 friends that you had from college or high school, you can cast a wider net and try to build with a community, with an international, national, global community that's trying to do the same thing that you're doing. You put out, you attract what you put out, guys. And you can leverage this to your advantage. Let's get on a call today. I want to buy some Adidas. It's going to be tough for me today. I'm a family man. I got the kids and stuff. The weekends are tough for me. But this week, we're definitely going to get on a call. I've started doing it. I'm doing Amazon. I keep denying me. And Nike, even though I have sent them the documents. Yeah, it's happened. Look, Albert will let you know. He's tried on certain brands, sometimes 8-9 times before he's gotten approved. So don't let that stop you. When you source online, you have to receive the item prep and then send to Amazon. Yes, so you could do 2 things. You could send it to Amazon, fulfillment by Amazon, which is FBA, and have them fulfill each individual order for you. Or you can list it fulfilled by merchant, and then you can send it to the customer yourself. Which, I know Albert does that, and a lot of people do that because technically you can get your money back faster if someone buys. Because let's say if you buy something online, you have to wait for it to get to your house. You got to prep it. Then you sent it over to Amazon, and then there's some time lag between by the time Amazon gets it, processes the inventory, and then has it available for your store to sell it. As opposed to if you just got the item in your hand, you list it, it's available for sale right then and there. What are my opinions on that? Yeah, that's my opinion. So, fulfillment by merchant is good, and that's a good way to test products too. It's like if you're first starting out, you don't have to send it all to Amazon. And if I'm not mistaken, that $40 fee for Amazon seller account is specifically for fulfillment by Amazon. If you're filling your own orders, I don't think you even got to pay for an account. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone could chime in there. I do all my stuff fulfillment by Amazon. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to spend most of my time sourcing for products. I don't want to be filling individual orders. There was a day last week that I had like 20 or 30 orders, individual orders. If I was going to bag and tag all those individual orders, it would have took me at least 5 minutes for each order. So it would have been a few hours there that I would just be bagging items. Let's see if what we sourced last week, Test Buy starts cooking. Yeah. I'm testing everything. Like I told you, offline, I try to buy merchandise every day. I'm casting a wider net. Now that I'm leading into this full time, I'm trying to buy more inventory. I'm trying to test more products. And, I'm a little trigger happy with buying the inventory because I want to see what works. In the past year, I was doing it more full time, so I wouldn't buy inventory every day. I wouldn't be focused on it every single day. I mean, I was still selling, obviously, but it wouldn't be every single day. Good morning. But now as I'm leaning into this, I see the potential. We're in a mastermind group with 7-figure sellers. I see that the potential's there. I see other people hitting 6 figures, 7-figure sales. And I'm like, man, I can do this. So just to let you guys know my immediate goals, I want to start by hitting 20K a month immediately within the next few months. And then by the summertime, I want to hit 20 and then scale to 50 and ultimately to six figures. So, those are the steps: 20, 50, 100. I've had $10,000 months. We're on track to hit 10,000 this month, about 10,000. And I've hit it a few times, but not consistently. I want to make that the floor. I want to make 10K, just the minimum. We're close. But I know for sure it's probable, especially when I'm focusing most of my time on this. And again, it's about getting the inventory. Once you start sourcing inventory, you start building up your catalog. It should be possible. Good morning, Wealth. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Lede. How much is that as profit? It varies, but when I source products, I try to find products that return about a 30% ROI. Now, some products are more and then some are less. And then, like yesterday I was with the repricer tools. I have some inventory that hasn't sold that I've, dropped the price on. So that's going to be a much less ROI. So, I haven't done the average, but that's what I shoot for. About a 30% ROI. That is excellent. Yeah. You can set those settings on the SellerAmp app where you're sourcing products on that calculator, and it'll tell you what the max cost should be if you're shooting for about a 30% ROI. Now, if I come across something, it has 26% ROI, 25% ROI, and I see that it moves and I have it in my hand, let's go, let's go. So it's more of along the lines of, how much capital do you have for inventory, and what are your guidelines on what do you want to spend your money on? Now, if you're very limited and you only have, a small amount of capital, you may want to be more picky and choosy as to exactly what you're selling. And then also, velocity is another factor, because you can have something that can potentially give you a higher ROI, but if it's not moving quickly and you got to sit on it for a while, it may be better to get something with a lower ROI that sells fast and that you can replenish. So these are things that you start picking up with experience. And that's why I said, I'm trying to cast a wider net and try to test some products out in different categories. I even mentioned that, I did some beauty products, which I think one or two sold yesterday. I got to double check that. But definitely this week, some of them started moving already. Time's moving fast, man. When you're up online every single day, you're putting in the work. Even with this channel, how fast it's grown. When I started doing this Amazon content, it's only been a few weeks, but it feels like already like a month or two. So, it's the time, it's momentum, guys. That's what I'm trying to stress to you guys. Make sure you start moving. You start moving, you start working. Boom, 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 boom. You start moving, you start hitting all the beats. And then you couple that with the exercise, with the healthy eating, with the positive mind state. And it's like, you can literally move time faster. How much capital do you think you need if you want to scale quickly to 20K a month? Well, you're going to need at least about 20K a month, right? If you're selling 20,000 per month, then you're going to have to buy at least $20,000 worth of product. Or, a little less. Not at least, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if you want to sell 20,000, then you got to have, you definitely got to have more than 10K. But again, before you guys start setting goals as to how much you want to sell, you got to test this out to see if it works. And you got to learn the game first. Because one thing is hearing it from me and saying, I'm telling you, these are the numbers and all that. But you got to go out there and try it out yourself. You got to feel it, got to throw a few feelers out. I can explain to you how to ride a bike, and you can see it a bunch of times. But it's a lot different when you jump on the bike and you start trying to balance it yourself. I can tell you, look, this is how I pop a wheelie. This is how I ride around. But until you jump on the bike yourself and try it out, you have to fall a few times. You see what I'm saying? So you learn how to ride first. My rule of thumb is the ROI is between 20 to 25%. I need at least 20 or more of the products and moves fast. So there you go. It's very similar to me. What kind of products do you suggest for sale? Well, I personally do apparel. That's my number one sellers. But I'm looking into other categories. Now, Amazon, you can sell anything. So I see people online selling groceries. You know, they sell home improvement supplies. It's more along the lines of what you can get at a good deal and what moves. You know, what fits the criteria as far as how many products sell per month, what the seller rank is, and what's the cost that you can get it at. But I would suggest starting off with something that you're familiar with. You know, starting off in a category that you're familiar with. You know, I like clothes, I like shoes, so I kind of leaned into that. At first I was doing, like I said, books and CDs, but that was just stuff that I was picking up literally for free. I sell whatever as long as the numbers looks good. Yeah, I did a couple purchases on some left field categories this week that me and Albert were looking at. And now I'm starting to get more confident because it's what am I selling? I'm selling what the data. You know, I'm buying data. That's what it is, you know. I'm buying into data. It's not necessarily like if I like the product or whatnot. It's like I'm buying into data. Do the numbers look good? Then like we're in. That's what I'm starting to realize now more with time. Before it's like, do I like this product? Is it cool? Dude, you know, it's not about whether you think it's going to sell or whether you think people are going to like it. There's things that people buy that you have no idea of. I purchased some items this week. I don't even know what it is, honestly. You know what I mean? I mean, I have an idea. You know, I know what categories it is. But if the keeper and the seller ramp stats look good, then kaboom. Albert said, we don't even know what we bought. You're right, man. You know what I'm talking about, Albert. I don't even know what that's for, man. But it certainly looks like it's moving. Good morning, Mido. Good morning, who else is in here? Ecom D. But yeah, just to recap there, you should, you know, lean into products that you are more familiar with, or, you know, a category that you're more familiar with. Like, you know, I don't know if you like makeup. You know, makeup is a good thing. I like the idea of beauty products because they're light, they're small, and some of them sell for a higher ticket. So to give you an example, I had some makeup. It was like small like this, and it was like selling $40, $50. You know, that's pretty good. I try to look for products that sell for at least more than $20. Because if you're trying to sell nickel and dime things for like $10, you know, the margins, you know, do you really want to make $2 or $3 a unit? Any uncaring tips? I assume you mean ungating. I have that linked in my bio on my Discord. There's a whole channel there with the ungating instructions and tips. And you got to submit 10 items. Excuse me, you have to get an invoice that says that you bought 10 items of the specific brand and has to have the name of your source, of the retailer or distributor that you bought it from, and it has to have your name and address on it as well. So it's not a receipt, it's a invoice. Tips on ungating beauty. There's a lot of beauty products that are auto ungate, where you don't even need to submit an invoice. I listed a few items, specific ones and brands, in my Discord. I think just yesterday or the day before. It's there. If you scroll around there and you look. And guys, for those that are in the Discord, you can ask the same question. You know, I'm going to do my best to answer. You know, we got B-Man in there, Albert and others. But go to the top search bar and search for the keywords that you are looking to question. And chances are that it's already been asked. So you can run a search in the Discord to see if someone's already talked about it. What's your main sourcing method? I have several sourcing methods, but reverse sourcing is a good one, where you stalk other sellers' storefronts, you see what they're selling, and you try to see if you can source that. Another one is just going to the retail stores. I went back to the retail store yesterday. I was at the Nike outlet again. We were down there having some lunch with the family, getting some barbecue down there. And I said, oh, you guys want to go to the store real quick? I'll get you an ice cream. And I slid real quick into the Nike store and I picked up some bangers real quick, real quick. I posted them on my story. So you can go to the retail stores and start scanning, or you can keep a product search. That's a little bit more intricate, where you set parameters for the things that you're looking for based on your category, sales rank, whether Amazon's in stock or out of stock, the brand, keywords, things like that, and you get a result, and you can go through those sheets. So there's all different methods. But reverse sourcing is one thing that I did for the past year a lot. And then more recently, I'm doing retail, going into the stores and just scanning. Because one thing I'm realizing here is that when you go to the stores, those deals are not available online most of the time. So most of the time, you're not going to be competing with the whole other internet when you see that deal. So I went into the Nike store and I got some shoes on clearance or whatever. They had the box, the lid missing. So I went to the employees. I said, "Oh, could you find me a box for these?" And sure enough, they got me the boxes and everything. And that shoe's not on Nike.com at a discount. Great info here. Jesus loves you. Thank you, man. Jesus loves you too. God bless you. Where do you get bags for shirts to ship to Amazon? On Amazon. But you could buy them on Uline too. You could buy poly bags right there on Amazon. You know what I'm going to do too, guys? I'm going to start linking some of the supplies that I use, because we had people asking about like thermal printers. B-Man listed a nice printer for, I think it was like $80 or $100. It looks good. It's certainly cheaper than the printer I bought over a year ago. I'll share what I have. I'll link the one that B-Man has. Just where you get boxes. I get my boxes at Walmart. I just was at Walmart yesterday. I picked up some more boxes. The large, the medium, and the small. They got 3 sizes. Exactly. My problem with OA and reverse sourcing sometimes is the offer count goes up too quickly and price tanks. Well, yeah, if and you're going to start learning this with time. If a website runs a deal that's right on the front page and everybody knows about it, then there's a higher probability that people are going to buy a lot. The supply is going to go up. And if the supply goes up and the demand stays the same, then economics will tell you that the price is likely to decrease somewhat. Now, this is why you want to have extra moats, what they call extra moats on what you buy. So not only are you going to leverage that discount, but you should leverage the cash back. You should leverage perhaps a discount code that you can find. We got some plugs for discount codes for those that are in the loop. And then we got plugs for discounted gift cards. So if you can mix those elements, discounted codes, gift cards, cash back, on top of the deal that's already being advertised, then you're several steps ahead of the average buyer. And you have an advantage. So you want to create those moats around the products that you source so that you have a little bit more wiggle room to adjust your price should it drop more. And that I'm learning more recently once we joined the mastermind. Guys, I'm in a mastermind group with 7-figure sellers. Albert's in there as well. And they provide a course. Because I don't have a course. A lot of people ask me, how do I learn from you? And I don't have a course. And I could design one if you guys want. That's fine. But I'll tell you the honest truth. It's not going to be better than what these guys are offering right now. The FBA roadmap is basically a Bible for selling on Amazon. These guys have been doing it for a lot longer than I have. And they have way better results. And to be honest, I learned most of the stuff by watching them. So they have a course. It's linked in my Discord. And I'm directing you guys to that course. The FBA roadmap. I think it starts like at 500 and the extra add-on is like $600 or something. If you want a streamlined course that explains to you everything and has all the resources right there, like basically a class, I recommend that one. I learned everything from these guys. Now, the Discord is a free support group. You could jump in there and ask questions. But some people like things a lot more structured, and I understand that. I'll tell you this. Having everything laid out for you could speed up the process. instead of trying to search everything individually and figure it out on your own. And that's one thing I'm realizing too. I'm a very do-it-yourself type guy. I always have been independent. But sometimes, guys, it's good to ask questions and learn from others and leverage others and get help. It's okay. You don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to figure it all out yourself. Yeah, you may save money, but sometimes, guys, saving time is also important. So don't be scared to invest in yourself. If you're confident that this is what you want to do, if you're serious, don't be scared. Sometimes you got to, double down and move the ball forward. And, that was ultimately my conclusion when I joined the mastermind group, because I'll tell you this, it's way more expensive than the course. But now I have access to one-on-one with 7-figure sellers. And it's not so much that, you're learning so much more. It's that when you expose yourself to other people that are doing better than you in what you're trying to do, it motivates you. And it also, their energy rubs off on you. So you want to surround yourself with other people that are doing better than you so that you're exposed to that and you have a better opportunity. How long have you been doing it? I've been doing it for over a year. I've been selling on Amazon for about a year. It's going close to about a year and a half. And the majority of the time it's been part-time. Now, to give you guys a little background on myself, most people know me as Tev95. I'm a record producer and I own an independent label, 95 Labs, for 10 plus years, doing records, doing sound engineering. And that's what most people know me for here in the city. You can check me out on Spotify. I have all the links there in my bio as well. And when you work in entertainment, it's cyclical the times when you get money. Sometimes you get good deals, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get paid for work. Sometimes you may not get paid for a few weeks, so it's kind of on and off. So I always, throughout the years, had ways of supplementing my income. So I came across this Amazon seller arbitrage, and I said, let me try this out. I started watching videos and figuring it out and doing it on my own and testing it out, and I was doing it part-time. Now, recently, I decided, you know what? Let me share some of these videos, because I share my fitness journey as well. I've worked in fitness, and I did a couple videos, and man, I'm not gonna lie, they blew up. So, this is the bigger picture too, guys. Share what you're doing. Don't be scared to share and talk to the camera and share what you're doing. Like I said earlier, you want to attract other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, or that they're interested in the same thing that you're doing. Don't just post pictures for your friends. Social media is like your resume. It's if you really want to just be social with the homies, then you could do that offline. But for the online, this is your resume. This is this is it. This is your personal brand. This is your resume. This is going to be more important than the resume you give to your employer. Like these kids that are coming up, that they have like a history already on social media. If someone's popping online and you could just see and verify right there, what do you need their resume for? How much did you say you've been profit per month? I just answered this question. I look for products that have about a 30% ROI. Now, some have more, some have less. Sometimes I got to adjust my prices. When I source a product, I aim for that number. B-Man sets about more 25 for him. I have my settings for 30%. So with this software tool called SellerAmp, it's the main software tool that I use to scan products. It has a built-in calculator. Inside that calculator, you have settings. You can set miscellaneous costs, your target ROI. So I have mine set to 30%, low sales rank, and it'll reveal the max cost on the item you scan. So if you scan the item, it'll show you this item selling for $70. Your max cost should be, let's say, $35 based on the data that you provide. So you set the parameters. So I start scanning with that app, and it'll tell you really quickly. And then let's say, you're getting it at, $36.12. Then you could plug those numbers in, and it'll tell you exactly what your projected ROI would be. This is why having that tool is very important. It's super important to have an analytical tool, a calculator. Hey, that tool comes with a little scanner laser. No, it comes on your phone. You scan with your phone. You just scan with your phone. You don't need nothing, a laser or nothing like that. It's just your phone. So that SellerAmp tool is $20 a month. And I also use Keepa, which gives price charts and variation information. I said this yesterday. You may want, when you come across a listing like a shoe, shoes have a lot of variation, sizes and colors. So you say, oh, I came across this shoe, it's a good deal. What color should I get? What size should I get? Well, you don't know. You don't know. You can make a wild guess, but you don't know. So you can jump in Keepa. And I think that there's ways to look at the variations in SellerAmp, but I necessarily don't. I was seeing somebody's video yesterday that I think that they came across variations tab on SellerAmp, but I use it on Keepa. Anyhow, you could click on variations on Keepa, and you can sort by reviews or ratings. Usually, the ones with the most reviews and the most ratings are the ones that are selling the most. And then you start learning what sells, you start learning. I'll tell you this much. On Amazon, it's not about the trendy stuff, especially with apparel. It's about the basic colors and the generic look, like black, gray, navy. Those are the colors that sell the most. Sometimes you may come across a red hoodie. I've sold the red hoodies as well. But, as a rule of thumb, a black hoodie will probably sell more. Now, that doesn't mean don't jump on the red hoodies. Like I said, I got red hoodies in stock as well. But, you want to look through the tabs. Good morning, Q Rocks. Good morning, Culinary Dropout. Warren, Nurendin. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. Q Marley. And the rest of the people in the chat. I appreciate you guys jumping in. I want you guys to stay motivated. I don't want you guys to procrastinate anymore. You guys are surfing online on the Sunday. Some of you guys may still be in bed thinking about, oh, this sounds good. And you can watch content all day long. And I'm here to provide the content and the value for you guys. But ultimately, nothing's going to happen for you unless you get up and you start moving. And you start acting. And you pop open that seller account. You start scanning items. And you start doing things. You can watch content all day long. You can read another book. You could try to get motivated. But ultimately, it's action. We have all the resources on our hands, literally in our hand right now. Information is not the problem, guys. We have all access to all the information. Before, it was knowledge is power. That's not so much true anymore. Right now, action is power. I need you guys taking action. That's what's going to separate you guys from everybody else. Everybody else has access to the information. But not everybody's going to act upon it. B. John Fit, are you doing all FBA or both? Right now I'm doing almost, I'm doing all FBA actually. I used to do FBM with the books and the DVDs, but now I'm doing all FBA. I'll probably do some FBM too. Why not to try to test it out again, see how the margins are. But ultimately, since you're paying for shipping individually and you got to buy the supplies, I was talking to someone in the mastermind about it. It's about the same cost to do FBA and FBM. That's what the homie told me. But one thing about FBM is that you could sell and deliver it faster to the customer. So let's say if you go to the store today, or if you find some books today, if you source some products today, you have them in your hand, you can list them for sale and they can be available right now for purchase. Someone could buy it literally right now. You could just put it in the package and ship it by the end of the day. That's not true with FBA. With FBA, you got to prepare the item and send it to the Amazon warehouse first. They got to process it before it's becoming available for sale. And that may take several days to several weeks, depending on how far the warehouse is and what their processing times. I know we sent some stuff out to California a few weeks ago, and they're backed up in California because there was some weather problems out there. So some fulfillment centers, they process your orders a lot faster than others. And, That's something you're just going to have to deal with. Now, on the other hand, I like FBA fulfillment by Amazon because once your inventory is available, it's available for all Prime customers, and they're handling everything. So, most people want to buy Prime. Most people want to buy Prime, and a lot of the buy box shares on a lot of these listings are won by FBA. But you could see all the stats with the software that I'm explaining, the Seller Amp and the Keepa. All that information's there. What's up, Tears? I see you. Good morning to you. Guys, hit me with the questions. Hit me with the questions. I'm doing my morning walk. I'm trying to stay physically fit, get the mind right, get the physical right. We're trying to win on all angles. I have a Discord, if you guys haven't joined yet. Discord is a chat group. It's a support group. You could link it in my bio. We got over 120 members in there right now. I just popped it open I don't know how many, it feels like, feels like a month or 3, but it's only been like a couple weeks. Guys, I didn't know that you guys are interested in this Amazon mania. I didn't know. I make beats. I produce records. I work out. I post up with the burpees every day. And I said, let me share the sauce with these guys. And 70,000 views on one, 50,000 on the other one, 30,000 on this one. The followers pouring in, people on the DMs wilding out. How do you do this? Is it real? People calling me from high school. Yo, T, is it true? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Now, guys, is it crazy money? No, I just told you guys what the margins are. It's work. You're going to have to go out there and source products. You're going to have to prepare them. You're going to have to, put in the work. It's not easy. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to take some L's. Just like anything in life. But yeah, it does work. Good morning, Antonio. Good morning, Lost Shelf. A little rainy day here in Miami. I'm on day 238 of burpees. I do burpees every single day. I'll tell you, once I started locking in with the burpees, the burpee program, never missing a day, creating a habit that makes you respect yourself. A lot of you guys are not really winning because you guys know that you're not doing all that you can. You got to respect yourself. When you start doing everything that you can and you start pulling up and you start winning and you start proving to yourself, you start respecting yourself more. And then all of a sudden, things start changing. What you'll recommend for me to do to start? Jump in the Discord. Check out Getting Started. Open up an Amazon seller account. Get your software tools locked in. Start scanning products. Start looking for deals. List DVDs, CDs. Start looking for products. You can go today to the store. You can go online today and start looking for deals and comparing them and seeing, what they're selling for. You just start moving. Start looking for products. Pick a category that you're interested in. It could be apparel. It could be beauty products. It could be grocery, home improvement. I don't know, whatever. What do you mean I'm in Discord? Discord is a chat group. It's a chat app. It's a chat room. I have the A+ Amazon sellers chat room. It's on Discord. Discord is it's a social media app. It's a chat app. And you jump in there, and we have over 100 people in that chat group asking questions, answering questions, learning. I have everything linked in there. That's like the hub. Because it's hard to get back to everybody on DM. Instagram's not good for that. Most of you guys don't know, but once you start, your account starts blowing up, some DMs get lost. That's why when you DM your favorite celebs, they're probably not going to answer you because they don't even see it. I have a question, if you don't mind. Yeah, go ahead, shoot. I'm here to help. Got about one more minute before I pull up on the family. I'm gonna go have some breakfast. I fast every morning. I don't eat. I work out fasted. I stop eating I don't eat past 7 o'clock, and then I'll eat breakfast around after 9. Classic Holloway, I see you. Ron G, I see you. Good morning. I got about 1 more minute, guys. Hit me up with these questions, and then the Discord chat is open. It's open. Take action today. Stop procrastinating. Stop watching people online. Stop reading another motivational book and start moving right now. I've watched a girl say that you need invoices. What about stores like Ross and Filler Tree? You need invoices to get approved for big brands like Nike, Adidas. And once you get approved for a brand, you don't need to submit any invoices for that brand anymore. You can start listing. But there's plenty of brands and items that you don't need invoices for and approval for. I have a list there in the Discord as well. I'll give you a perfect example. Huggies diapers, you don't need invoice for that. Huggies brand, you can get ungated for that. There's a lot of beauty brands as well for some makeups that you don't need approval. You just request for approval. You answer like a question that says, oh, I understand not to be selling basically bootleg products. And then they approve you. They just want to make sure that you're not selling stuff off Temu and China and stuff like that. You want to be legit. But as far as the approval and ungating process specifically, all those instructions are linked in my Discord. It's really not that hard, guys. Sometimes you're going to have to try several times because I believe the approval process is judged by a bot, and the bot makes the decision, and that bot is off. I just gave you a perfect example of Albert there in the chat. He tried like 8 times before he got approved, and he was sending the same thing. And then he just reported this morning. He's like, bro, I sent them a screenshot of a PDF from Adidas, and they ungated me in 2 minutes. So you never know. Thanks for answering my question. I'm going to follow you. You got it. All right, guys. Make sure you tap into the Discord. If you have any questions, do it there. Follow me for more lives. I got the channel too. I'll give you guys the update when I'm going to go live. I want to see you guys win. You guys are GOATs. You're legends. Just double down. Take action. Don't worry so much about the small details and get the ball rolling. Let's go.